My friends and most of my associates call me New Orleans Nate. Some of them call me Nate, and some of them call me New Orleans. But that's New Orleans, not New Orleans. I'm not a city yet. But do allow me the opportunity, if nobody has yet, to be one of the first to welcome you to what's called the world's famous historic French Quarters. Now, the building that's looking at your back and my face, if you turn around, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It was established way back in 1908. Construction was completed in 1910. At that time, it became known as the United States Courthouse of Louisiana. It went from that transition to another where it was the Wildlife and Fisheries Building. Now, as you can see now, Louisiana State Court of Louisiana, of Fourth Circuit. Bottom line is, in between those transitions, Hollywood came about. They've made movies here such as Pelican Brief, Orleans with Larry Hagman, and last but not least, JFK. Those folks from Texas should know a little bit about JFK.
Yes.
Bottom line is, on this particular day, and you don't have to believe everything that everybody says unless they can prove it to you. On this particular day, the film crew
didn't live in Texas, though.
The Dolly Grips and all those guys that worked behind the scene had orders to move all of the equipment, thousands of dollars of equipment, from the third floor to the fourth floor. Bottom line, rooftop. And it was said to them that once they finished, they locked the building up so that nobody would come in. Security went all around, checking the doors, the stairwells, the restrooms to ensure that nobody else was there. Now, during the time that this was a courthouse, around the 1930s, there was a mob hit. You're familiar with Al Capone, Prohibition, and stuff like that, but we have fruit stands, produce that came from Panama, and everybody wanted to corner that market. And for whatever reason, there was a big hit that was put on. One black man and one white lady witnessed it. The district attorney said to them at that time, "We need you to testify so that we can put these guys under the grave, under the jail." How many know that it went as far as the district attorney's mouth and lips to their ears before they were assassinated? Now comes the part that you came here for. You came to hear about the spirits of darkness. Well, when somebody meets their demise or passes away in an untimely way, they don't cross over. They get stuck. Just like if right now, me included, if a jet plane fell out of the air and killed all of us. Unless we've made peace with our Maker, we won't cross over. Last thing in our mind, we will believe that we're in New Orleans. But we won't be. We'll be in hell. Because the last few seconds of your life, that's all you continue to repeat over and over. So go back to JFK. After everything was locked up downstairs, the security guards went up and they noticed a black man on the side of the building. Although they knew the whole building, they took off running behind him. Then a lady joined him. She was running frantically. And where they went was where they shouldn't have went, because they knew that there was no doors and no windows. But when they got around to the end of the hallway, the corridor, they discovered that there was nobody there. The camera people all came out and said, "What's all the ruckus? What's going on?" One security guard looked at the other and said, "You don't say nothing, I won't say nothing." I said, "Well, if you all see anybody up here, let us know." They came back down to the first floor. At that time, the camera crew noticed the lady running, crying. Then they noticed the black man. They took off to capture these two people to hold them for the security guard. They didn't know that there was no door and no window for these people to escape. When they got to the end of the corridor, nobody was there. Security ran upstairs and asked what was all the noise, what was the ruckus. Well, they then started explaining. We're seeing these two people, a black guy and a white chick. They ran over this way, but now we don't see them anymore. All of a sudden, just like I'm looking at you all, the two people appeared behind them without passing by or without passing through. Now, I'm not telling you what somebody told me. If you have a computer at home, go to the Independent Movie Database and put in JFK. Then put in cast and crew. And you'll find my biblical name, Nathan Scott. Now, I know some people may say, well, I know 4 or 5 Nathan Scotts. Watch the movie, JFK. You'll see that Oliver Stone allowed me to do my bit, go through all my dialogue with shades on because I had my eyes closed. Everybody had been saying they had been seeing this and seeing. I didn't want to see it. Still don't want to see it. But spirits do exist here in New Orleans, regardless of where you come from. where you've been or where you're going, except for overseas, where Hitler killed 6 million Jews. You've had more murders and torturous death here in New Orleans than any 2 or 3 states combined since the beginning of time. Now, we're going to go around the corner here. You all follow me, and I'm going to ask that you do one thing when we're walking, if we can all stand to one side so that folks will have an opportunity to pass back and forth. Right this way.
So why is there such a violent movement?
Well, I'm going to tell you that as we go around.